गिरिवरधारे जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारे यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यामुनदीर वनचारी यामुनदीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. Thank you once again, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. Dear devotees, I am so happy to be in the midst of all of you. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago, I had a very beautiful conversation with Gita. 2 days ago A Vaishnav always desires that he should have favorable, like-minded audience. Today I have that audience. I am very happy. So, but there is only one request, dear devotees. If any of you, no, all of you have cell phones, so please make sure that either it is switched off or it is silenced. And if all of you switch off your phones or silence them, I promise you tomorrow I'll show you a verse on mobile phones. All right? Take it there. So that's a promise from my side. All right? But thank you so much for kindly being present here today. It is Shisht Parampara, tradition established by the previous acharyas, that any event should begin with auspicious invocations, Mangalacharan. Following in that tradition, I will also perform Mangalacharan. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. So, Prabhu, can one of the mics be given to Shrikar Prabhu? So he will read some translations in between. Jai. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here. I am so grateful to our entire society of devotees. It's a wonderful family. Anywhere in the world you go, there is a warm home, open doors, and prasadam waiting for all of us. So it's such a nice family. And the credit for making this family come to reality it goes to Srila Prabhupada. And it is Srila Prabhupada whose mercy is manifest in each and every particle of the temple that exists here, of the community that exists here. This reminds me of a particular incident that when I was speaking to my spiritual master, my Guru Maharaj, Sri Srimad Radha Govinda Das Goswami Maharaj, once in private he started speaking about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And there is a separate literature entitled Srimad Bhagavat Mahatmya, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. In that literature, which is a part of Padma Puran, Narad Muni, he sees Bhakti Devi at the beginning of Kali Yuga. And Bhakti Devi, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, she is extremely depressed and she has two sons. One is known as Gyan. Gyan is impersonal knowledge, and another is known as Vairagya. Vairagya is detachment. And these two sons are extremely sick and emaciated in the beginning of Kali Yuga. And Narad Muni sees the terrible condition of Bhakti Devi, and my Guru Maharaj was describing that Narad Muni is very unhappy to see that condition of Bhakti Devi in the beginning of Kali Yuga. So he makes a proclamation, and this proclamation is recorded in the Srimad Bhagavat Mahatmya, which is given in the Padma Puran. Here is what Narad Muni says. Kindly sing after me. Kalina sadrishah kopi yugo nasti varanane tasmim stvam sthapayishyami gehe gehe jane jane. He says, in the second line you will see Varanane, O charming Bhakti Devi. Kalina sadrishah kopi yugo na asti. There is no age similar to the current age. And what is the current age, dear devotees? Kali Yuga. I take a vow. Tasmin stvam sthapayishyami. I will personally establish you. Gehe gehe, in each and every home. Jane jane, and in the heart of each and every individual. Narad Muni took this strong proclamation in front of Bhakti Devi. Here is the translation. Shrikar Prabhu, you have a very good voice. Please read the translation.
O charming Bhakti Devi, there is no other age that can be compared to Kali Yuga. In this age, I will personally establish you in each and every home and within each and everyone's heart.
Sri Narad Muni doesn't stop here. Sri Narad Muni raises his hands and takes a bold vow. And dear devotees, Sri Narad Muni's great vow is as follows. Anya dharmam stiraskritya puraskritya mahotsavan tadanaham harir daso loke tvam na pravartaye. It says, Anya dharman stiraskritya. If I do not keep aside all other forms of religiosity, such as karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, keeping aside all those forms of religiosity, puraskritya mahotsavan, if I do not organize big festivals, loke tvam na pravartaye, if I do not personally propagate you in the entire world, tada annaham harer daso, then let it be known that I will no longer be known as a servant of Hari. This is the bold proclamation that Narad Muni took at that point of time.
O Bhakti Devi, neglecting all other paths of religiosity, if I do not propagate you all around the world in Kali Yuga by organizing various devotional festivals, then I shall no longer be known as a servant of Hari.
And the devotees, when my Guru Maharaj was describing this to me, he became a little emotional and he said, and it was Srila Prabhupada who fulfilled the vow of Narad Muni. So dear devotees, I need permission from all of you to show a verse which has been newly composed. This verse is dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. So dear devotees, here is a new verse dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. This verse is in the meter Shardul Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. I'll sing, please sing after me. अन्यान् धर्मपथान् निरस्य भगवद्भक्ते कलौ त्वामहम् सर्वत्र प्रदयिष्य इत्यतिदृढं श्रीनारद स्वीकृतम् संकल्पं सफलीकृतं हरिमुदे येन स्वगुर्भाग्यया तं श्रीलप्रभुपादमेकमनसा वन्दामहे सर्वदा So dear devotees, in the end of the second line you will see Shri Narada Svikritam, the extremely firm vow accepted by Narad Muni, and that vow was Anyan Dharma Pathan Nirasya, keeping all other forms of religiosity aside, Bhagavad Bhakte, O Bhakti Devi, Kalau, in this age of Kali, Tvamaham Sarvatra Pratishya, I will propagate you everywhere. Ati Dridham, this was the firm vow. But that sankalpam, that vow, Safalikritam, was made successful. Hari Mude, for the pleasure of Krishna, Swa Guru Agyaya, and by the order of his Guru. And there is one personality who did it on the order of his Guru. And who is that personality, dear devotees? Tam Srila Prabhupadam, Ekamanasa, one pointedly in my mind, one pointedly in our mind, Vandamahe, we offer glorification sarvada, at all point of time, dear devotees. Here is the translation.
The extremely firm vow accepted by Sri Narada Muni was as follows. O Bhakti, sidelining all other paths of Dharma, in this age of Kali, I shall exclusively propagate you everywhere. By the order of his Guru and for the pleasure of Sri Hari, the personality who fulfilled this vow of Sri Narada Muni was Srila Prabhupada. Unto him we single-mindedly offer our obeisances at all times.
Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, whenever I see a devotional festival, whenever I see many people gathering, and especially when I see Parshad, and when I see sweets, it reminds me that Narad Muni's mercy is flowing, dear devotees. And the personality who became the foremost agent of the fulfillment of the vow of Narad Muni is Srila Prabhupada, and it is his mercy that has brought all of us here together. So definitely, Srila Prabhupada has to get the highest credit in all of this arrangement, and at the same time I must value my audience. All of you are very dear to me because anywhere else in the world it is very difficult to find a like-minded audience. A Vaishnava audience is actually the best audience one can get. So there should be some glorification of the Vaishnava audience too. So dear devotees, here is a verse of glorification for all of you. All right? Are you prepared to sing your own glories, dear devotees? Okay. This is the same meter, Shardul Vikriditam. Can we sing together this time, dear devotees? Let's try to sing together. Drishyante bhuvi bhuri nimbatarava kutrapite chandana Parshanai paripurita vasumati vajro manir durlabha Shruyante karataravascha sutatam Chaitre kuhu kujitam तन्मन्ये खलसङ्कुलं जगदिदं द्वित्राक्षितौ सज्जना दृश्यन्ते. It is seen bhuvi, on this earth. Bhuri nimbatarava. Neem trees are plenty. Dear devotees, on this earth, bitter neem trees are to be found in great numbers. But kutrapite chandana. But some trees are rare. And which trees are rare, dear devotees? Chandan. Which tree is the chandan tree? Sandalwood. Sandalwood is very rare. Neem tree is very common. God knows why it has been made like this. If only it would be the opposite, there would be chandan trees everywhere, and neem trees would be rare. But then there would be no value to the chandan trees. So it is good that chandan trees, sandalwood trees are rare. Pashanai paripurita vasumati. Vasumati, planet Earth, is paripurita, is filled with pashan, with stones. Vajro manir, but diamonds, durlabha, very rare to find. Shruyante karataravascha satatam. Constantly you hear the most common bird, that is the crow. Dear devotees, especially if you go to India, the most common sound of the most common bird is karatarava. The word itself is harsh on the ears. So, the cawing of the crows is abundantly heard throughout the year. They won't, shut down at any point of time in the year. But Chaitre, in the spring season, kuhu kujitam, you can hear the voice of the cuckoo. Dear devotees. Tanmanye, I understood. Khala sankulam jagadidam. This world is filled with ruffians. Dvitra khalu kshitau sajjana. Gentlemen, rasikas, Vaishnavas like all of you are handful, dear devotees. So I must honor my audience. I will not find this audience anywhere else. So thank you so much for kindly being part of the audience. Simply by your presence, the assembly is successful, because a like-minded audience is the best gift that a speaker can get, dear devotees. So thank you for being you. Here is the translation.
Bitter neem trees are abundantly found, whereas fragrant sandalwood is rare. The earth is filled with stones, whereas diamonds are extremely rare. The cawing of the crows is abundantly heard throughout the year, whereas the sweet sound of the cuckoos is heard mainly in the rainy season. Truly speaking, the world is a place full of ruffians. Only 2 or 3 gentlemen, i.e. the Vaishnavas, are to be found here.
Dear devotees, before entering into the childhood pastimes of Sri Bhagavan, I'll start with a statement by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada speaks something in his purport to Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. Here is what Srila Prabhupada says about childhood pastimes, especially in relation to Vatsalya Ras. Kindly read, Prabhu.
When a living entity is situated on the platform of Vatsalya Rati, he thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his childhood feature. In this feature, the Lord has to be protected by the devotee. And at this time, the devotee takes the position of being worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These feelings of parental love are called Vatsalya Rati. When the devotee is situated on this platform, he wants to maintain the Lord like a son, and he desires all good fortune for the Lord. He offers blessings to the Lord by touching his feet and head.
Jai. So dear devotees, it is important to understand here that we are diving into the subject of Vatsalya Rati. This subject is not as frequently discussed in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya as compared to Madhurya Rati or Sakhya Rati. Madhurya or Sakhya. Jai. जय श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की। माधुर्य और सख्य are two of the most frequently discussed ratis in the domain of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Madhurya taking the first and the choicest spot, because according to Srila Rupa Goswami, Madhurya is Rasarat, the king of all the rasas. But other rasas have their wonderful significance. Dasya is the ras where the devotee takes a permanently lower position as compared to Bhagwan. Vatsalya is the ras in which devotee takes a permanently higher position than Bhagwan. And Sakhya is the ras where the devotee takes an equal position to Bhagwan. When Srila Rupa Goswami has described every ras, he has given arguments in favor of that ras and has said that that particular ras is the highest. So when Srila Rupa Goswami has described Dasya Rati, he has given arguments that Dasya ras is the highest. When he has described Sakhya ras, he has said that Sakhya is the highest. And in Vatsalya, he has said that Vatsalya is the highest. What is the reason for Vatsalya being the highest? And the argument given by Srila Rupa Goswami is that in all other rasas, including Madhurya, the flavor of the rasa, the intensity of the rasa depends on reciprocation from Krishna. If reciprocation from Krishna is absent, Dasya ras will not be nourished. The servants will feel abandoned. If reciprocation from Krishna is absent, the friends will not be able to do anything. But if reciprocation from Shri Krishna is absent, still there is one set of devotees whose intensity of love will not decrease. And they are situated in which ras, dear devotees? Vatsalya. Hence, Vatsalya ras is the highest. Everybody agrees? No? Acha. It seems all of you are influenced by Srila Rupa Goswami. That all of you consider Madhurya to be the highest ras. And Madhurya, there is no fixed position. The devotee is sometimes higher, sometimes lower, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. There is no fixed position of hierarchy between devotee and the Bhagwan. But in any case, when we are dealing with a particular subject matter, we should do justice to that subject matter. For those who are absorbed in Vatsalya ras, that ras is the highest. For those who are absorbed in Dasya ras, that ras is the highest. For every devotee, their particular ras is the highest. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita also says, Kintu yar yai rasa sai sarvottam. Any devotee has any ras, that ras is the best for them. So dear devotees, now that we are getting into the childhood pastimes, the term childhood has many meanings. So we should exactly understand what are the boundaries of childhood, adolescence, adulthood, etc. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami is giving the ages of Krishna. This is what Sri Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Kindly sing after me. Vaya Kaumar Pauganda Kaishoramiti Tatridha Kaumaram Panchamabdantam Paugandam Dashamavadhi Ashodashacha Kaishoram Yauvanam Syat Tatah Param. Vayaha, the ages of Krishna, are classified into three. What are the three, dear devotees? Please repeat after me. Kaumara. Dear devotees, Kaumar is the stage from birth till 5 years of age. This is the first stage. What is the name of the first stage, dear devotees? Kaumar. Second, please repeat. Pauganda. Pauganda is from 6 years till 10 years of age. And the third is known as, please repeat, Kaishora. Kaishora is from 11 years till the beginning of 16 years. And 16 years onwards, gets termed as Yauvana. Yauvana is youth. So I will give approximate English equivalents of all these terms. So Kaumara is childhood. Childhood is 0 to 5. Then boyhood, or sometimes we say toddler, is 6 to 10. So boyhood is 6 to 10. Then adolescence is Kaishora, 11 to the beginning of 16. And Yauvana is youth, 16 onwards. So how many names did we read? 3 or 4? But why did Sri Rupa Goswami classify it as 3? You can see in the verse Tat Tridha. Tridha means he has classified into how many? 3. So why do we get to have 4 names? Why did he add Yauvanam in the end? So Yauvanam is his permanent situation in Golok Vrindavan. But these 3 are ages through which he grows when he demonstrates pastimes on planet Earth. So these 3 are stages of growth of Shri Krishna. Then he becomes situated in his eternal age. His eternal age is Yauvan. Yauvan, sometimes we say sweet 16. Alright, so that is his eternal age. So dear devotees, it is only in his pastimes on planet Earth that he grows from 0 to 15, 0 to 16. And thereafter he remains situated in his age as 16. Then in another universe he appears, he again goes from 0 to 16. And another universe he appears, he goes from 0 to 16. Right now he is appearing in a certain universe. Right now what will be his age, dear devotees? 0. I hope you are able to understand. And right now he may be appearing in another universe where his age is 1. And in another universe where his age is 2. And in another universe where he has completed 16 years of age. All these pastimes in various universes are taking place simultaneously. And this is Shri Krishna Lila. Bhagavan enjoys all ages at all point of time along with all the associates. But growth is from 0 to 16 and the stages of growth are classified into 3. Those 3 names are given in front of us. Kaumar, Paugand and Kaishor. Now dear devotees, when we speak of Bal Lila, childhood pastimes, we are speaking mainly of the first stage, which is Kaumar. Kaumar is from birth till 5 years. So mainly I will try to stick to these particular pastimes, but my mind is not satisfied simply by remaining stuck in 0 to 5. Because when you push the accelerator in a car and you have a limitation, you can only go from 0 to 5. So then it is not so tasteful. So sometimes I will push the accelerator more and go beyond the speed limit, hoping that the police won't catch me. So this is what I will do. So little freedom I am going to take. All right. I hope all of you are happy with little freedom. So wonderful. So dear devotees, this is what is going to happen. Now, very important to understand, Bhagavan is such that he will exhibit all ages in all ages. All right. Like Maharaj was saying in the presentation yesterday, Bhagavan exhibits all pastimes in all the ages, and sometimes he may exhibit youth even in his childhood. Now childhood, what was the technical name of childhood that we heard? Kaumar. And Kaumar is from 0 to 5. In 0 to 5, he is exhibiting pastimes of 16. It's a little strange. It's a little strange. And Sri Rupa Goswami also agrees. It's a little strange. It makes us feel a little uncomfortable. So Sri Rupa Goswami composes a verse about it. Here is Sri Rupa Goswami's statement about pastimes which are performed out of age. Balye pinavatarunya prakatyam shruyate kvachet tannatirasavahitvan narasagyairudaharitam. Balya is even in childhood. Navataronyam, fresh youth. Prakatyam is seen, Shruyate Kvachit, it is heard somewhere, in some places, that even in his childhood he demonstrated fresh youth. Sri Rupa Goswami says, we respect all the pastimes, but these pastimes, na ati rasa vahitvat, they don't carry so much ras. They don't carry so much ras. Therefore, na rasagyair udahritam. Therefore, these pastimes are not often cited by the connoisseurs of bhakti ras. The experts of bhakti ras don't like to cite some of these pastimes. Although Sri Rupa Goswami also cites these pastimes, some of them, but he doesn't make a big compilation out of them. Although I am sure he has a big compilation of such pastimes with him, but he only gives few verses from them in the Padyavali, and Maharaj showed some of them yesterday. So here is the translation. Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
In some places in Shastra, his pastimes of fresh youth are seen to be manifesting even in his childhood, Balya. Since such pastimes that are performed out of age do not fully nourish any particular rasa, they are not cited often by the connoisseurs of bhakti rasa.
They are not often cited, sometimes they are cited. And the reason why they are not often cited is because you get divided between two rasas. Because childhood is meant for the nourishment of one particular rasa. Which rasa is that? Vatsalya. And then suddenly you are adding madhurya into the mix. And these two rasas don't gel along with each other so well. So neither do such pastimes end up nourishing Vatsalya properly, nor do such pastimes end up nourishing Madhurya properly. Hence Sri Rupa Goswami says, these pastimes don't carry a particular fixed rasa, they don't nourish any fixed rasa, and therefore they are not cited so often. I will give one example of, just to give a little sample, alright, one sample of such a pastime. Dear devotees, when it comes to Sakhya Ras, there are literatures in the Sampradaya. There is Sakhya Sudhakar of Sri Vanamali Das Shastri, and there is Preyo Bhakti Rasaranav of Sri Nayanananda Thakur, are two literatures which describe Sakhya Ras. And Madhurya Ras, the Sampradaya is full of them. But Vatsalya Ras, there are few examples in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, and many examples outside of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, we may not find many examples. However, I found a very rare Sanskrit book. It's called Vatsalya Rasayanam, dear devotees, a book which consists only verses related to which ras, dear devotees? Vatsalya, and only Shri Krishna, dear devotees. So this literature was composed by a devotee poet from Maharashtra. His name was Sridhar Kavi. So in the Vatsalya Rasayanam, he gives an example of how these pastimes out of age. One example he gives. And this verse is as follows. The meter of the verse is Vasanta Tilakam. I'll sing, please sing after me. Matu payodhara pute sthita vaktra bimba Radha payodhara bhare sthira netra patra Varsha payodhara rave bidatta karna Chittambaristu mama Krishna payodharosau. In every line, the poet has made use of the term payodhara. You can see in all four lines, he has made use of which term? Payodhara. The term payaha has two meanings. One meaning, dear devotees, is milk. Another meaning is water. So two meanings of the term payaha, milk and water. So payodharaha, that which holds milk, and payodharaha, that which holds water. So one meaning of payodhara is the breast of Mother Yashoda, payodharaha. And another meaning of payodhara is cloud, because cloud holds water, dear devotees. So the poet says, Matuhu payodhara pute. In his mother's payodhara. What is the meaning of payodhara here, dear devotees? The breast of Mother Yashoda. Sthita vaktra bimbaha. He has placed his moon-like mouth. But Radha payodhara bhare. Sthira netra patah. But using his netra, sidelong glance, he is looking at Radha payodhar. Now, dear devotees, here is where two rasas are coming close to each other. Which rasas are coming close to each other? Vatsalya and Madhurya. Now, do these two mix? No. But still, Varsha payodhara rave. And in the payodhar in the sky, what is payodhar in the sky, dear devotees? Cloud. And Varsha, which is giving rain, you can see outside, dear devotees. Varsha payodhara rave. Pihi datta karna, his ears placed on that payodhar. I hope his mouth placed on the payodhar of Mother Yashoda, his eyes placed on the payodhar of Radha, and his ears placed on the payodhar in the sky. Dear devotees, this person doesn't have senses fixed in one place. Chittambarestu, in the sky of my heart, let there always reside Krishna Payodhar, so this dark Payodhar named Shri Krishna. These dear devotees, did you feel a little wow? Yes? If you felt a little wow, this wow is the effect of Bhakti Ras. It is called Ascharya Ras. What is it called, dear devotees? Ascharya. Ascharya is expressed as wow. So, this, dear devotees, is the effect of devotional poetry on the hearts. So, here is what the Vatsalya Rasayanam says.
His mouth fixed on the Payodhara bosom of his mother, his gaze fixed on the Payodhara bosom of Sri Radha, his ears fixed on the thunderous sound of the rainy Payodhara cloud. May that Payodhara dark cloud named Krishna reside always in the open skies of my heart.
This, dear devotees. Now, did you feel Vatsalya or did you feel Madhurya or what did you feel? Ascharya. Oh, Ascharya. Okay. You felt Ascharya. Yeah, but the aim is that we should feel Vatsalya. The aim was to feel Vatsalya, dear devotees. So, although Ascharya is the wow factor is very prominently coming out in the verse, and Ascharya is a rasa, no doubt. And rasa is non-different from Krishna because the Upanishad says, please repeat after me, Raso Vaisaha. That Krishna himself, dear devotees, is non-different from rasa. So if you felt a small glimpse of this wow touching your heart, please know that you were touched by a small fragment of which rasa, dear devotees? Ascharya. And this being touched by rasa is being touched by Bhagavan, dear devotees. It is said that whenever there is katha of Bhagavan going on, Bhagavan is himself present. But he is not sitting in any particular row, dear devotees. He is present in the form of one particular factor. And which particular factor is that, dear devotees? Rasa. And most rasas end up as Ascharya. And Ascharya is expressed using one word. What term is that, dear devotees? Wow. Alright, so if you felt a little wow in your heart, it was Ascharya. Ascharya is the side effect of most of the rasas, dear devotees. So therefore, this is a little bit of touch of the transcendental principle of rasa. Now, direct experience speaks for itself. I hope you are able to understand. Direct experience speaks for itself. When you get touched by the wow factor, then your heart speaks for itself. But anyways, Sri Rupa Goswami says, I don't prefer such verses. Better to remain focused either in Vatsalya or in Madhurya. Don't mix oil and water together. Don't mix oil and water together. It spoils the oil, it spoils the water. So, therefore, Sri Rupa Goswami says, there is a principle in Shastra. This principle, dear devotees, please repeat, is called Auchitya. Auchitya it comes from the Sanskrit term Uchit. Uchit means appropriate. And Auchitya is appropriateness. In Sanskrit poetics, there is the principle of Auchitya, appropriateness. So Sri Rupa Goswami says, according to the principle of Auchitya, appropriateness, Certain pastime should be described according to certain rasas. And this is what Sri Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Auchitya tatra kaumaram vaktavyam vatsale rase paugandam preyasi tatha तत्तत् खेलादि योगतः श्रेष्ठ्यम् उज्ज्वल एवास्य कैशोरस्य तथाप्यदः प्रायः सर्वरसौचित्यात् अत्रोदाह्रियते क्रमात्. Auchityat, by the principle of Auchitya. What is the meaning of Auchitya that I told dear devotees? Appropriateness. He says Tatra Kaumaram. Kaumaram is the first stage of life. First stage of life is from which age to which age? 0 to 5. He says Vaktavyam, it should be explained according to one rasa. He gives the name of the rasa besides that. Which rasa, dear devotees? Vatsalya. Vatsale rase. So 0 to 5 should be described in relationship with which rasa, dear devotees? Vatsalya rasa. Paugandam from 6 to 10 should be described preyasi. Preyas is sakhyaras, the mellow of friendship. Tat tad kheladi yogatah, because there is immense sporting, playing around with friends in that particular age. Shreshthyam ujjvala evasya kaishorasya. And Kaishor is which age, devotees? 11 to 16. Should be described in Ujjwal Ras. And which is Ujjwal Ras, dear devotees? Madhurya Ras. Should be described for that age. So this is what Sri Rupa Goswami says. Please read the translation, Prabhu.
According to principles of Auchitya, appropriateness, childhood, Kaumara, should be described in the context of parental affection, Vatsalya Ras. Boyhood, Pauganda, due to its association with various sports and games, should be described in the context of friendship, Sakhya Ras. The excellence of adolescence, Kaishora, lies predominantly in the conjugal sentiment, Madhurya Rasa. However, adolescence, Kaishora, has an appropriate place in almost all rasas.
Yeah, Kaishora, adolescence is very special because even when Bhagwan becomes a Kishore, adolescent, the parents still have affection as a child for him. The friends still have affection as a friend for him, but there is some newly blossoming affection in this age. And that newly blossoming affection is the affection of Madhurya Ras. Bhagwan falls in love for the first time during this age. First loves are always very special, even for Bhagwan. Bhagwan's first love is in this particular age. And this particular love Bhagwan is going to remember throughout his Leela on planet Earth. Bhagwan's first love is not going to attain success. Because the one person who has been named in a most opposite way in the Srimad Bhagavatam, who is that person, dear devotees? Akrura. That person is going to take Bhagwan away on a chariot. And he did not force Bhagwan to climb on the chariot. Bhagwan himself had the desire to become the king of Mathura. So dear devotees, and then Bhagwan goes to Mathura, and from Mathura he goes to Dwarka, and there he has 16,000 marriages, and then so many queens. And the best of all those queens, dear devotees, is, what is her name? Rukmini. Rukmini's life is very good. Her first love of life is Krishna, and she attained the first love of her life. That's a very good life. But who is Krishna's first love of life? So there lies the entire problem. The root of all the problems is that our Bhagwan is not happy in Dwarka. But anyways, I got deviated. Sorry. This whole series is not about Dwarka. I have to bring myself back to Vrindavan. Anyway, so Auchitya, appropriateness tells us that the Kaumar age should be described in relation to Vatsalya and Pauganda should be described in relation to Sakhya. So mostly I will be touching these two. If I get deviated somewhere, then you please bring me back on track, dear devotees. All right. So dear devotees, here is the Kaumar Leela. It begins from 0 to 5, dear devotees. First and foremost, we start with Bhagwan's birth. And Bhagwan's birth, dear devotees, appears on Jayanti. It is called as Jayanti Janmashtami. Actually, that Tithi is called Jayanti. And it is specified in the Hari Bhakti Vilas that the term Jayanti should be used only for the appearance day of one particular personality, and that personality is Shri Krishna. The Hari Bhakti Vilas says, Ashtami Krishna Pakshasya Rohini Raksha Samyuta Bhavet Praushtapade Masi Jayanti Nama Sasmrita. So Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
Jayanti is the name of the 8th day of the dark fortnight aligned with the constellation named Rohini in the month of Bhadrapada.
So this is Janmashtami day, dear devotees. This is which day? Janmashtami. But all Janmashtamis do not have Rohini constellation aligned. So whenever Rohini constellation is not aligned, that day cannot be called as Jayanti. That day is simply called as Janmashtami. What is it known as? Janmashtami. And on the day when Rohini is also aligned and it is also Janmashtami, then it becomes known as Shri Krishna Jayanti. So there are two types of Janmashtamis. One is the regular Janmashtami where Rohini is not aligned, and one is the Janmashtami where the Rohini constellation is aligned. And when the Rohini constellation is aligned, it becomes known as Shri Krishna Jayanti. And Sri Jiva Goswami says in Bhakti Krishna Sandarbha, Naivam avatarantarasya kasya vanyasya janmadinam Jayanti akhyaya ati prasiddham yatha Shri Krishnasya. The appearance day of no other form of Shri Krishna, no other avatar of Shri Krishna is known by the name Jayanti. Forget about the birthday of any other human being, to be known by the term Jayanti. The term Jayanti is reserved exclusively for the appearance day of one personality. And which personality is that? And are all appearances in every year Jayanti? No. So only once in a few years you will have that Jayanti, that Janmashtami which aligns with the Rohini constellation. And once in a rare moon you will have Janmashtami plus Rohini plus it will be a Wednesday. When it's a Wednesday and Rohini constellation and Janmashtami, you know that you have attained the same configuration as it was present when Shri Krishna appeared on this planet. So please watch out for Janmashtami. Otherwise what happens? The day before Janmashtami is spent in shopping for the next day, dear devotees. What we will eat on the next day. So Janmashtami should be spent in understanding these calculations. Is it regular Janmashtami, or is it Jayanti, or is it that special Jayanti where everything is aligned in place? So wonderful, dear devotees. This is what it says. Sri Jiva Goswami gives the exact appearance details in the Gopal Champuhu. This verse from the Gopal Champuhu is in the meter Shardul Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Now all of you know how to sing Shardul Vikriditam, alright? Now can we sing together? Alright, let's sing together, dear devotees. Ashtavimsha Chaturyuga Kalishira Samardhya Vaivasvate Bhadrantar Bahulashtami Manuvidho Putre Vidhorudgame Yoge Harshananam Nishuddha Vidhibhe Purna Para Shri Vidhur Nandan Nanda Vadhu Mude Swayamudai Danaya Dhunvam Stama Ashtavimsha Chaturyuge, in the cycle of 4 ages, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. In the 28th, Ashtavimsha, in the 28th cycle of the 4 yugas, in which age? Kali Shirah Samardhya, crushing the head of Kali Yuga. Dear devotees, one age was supposed to begin at that time. Which age was supposed to begin? Kali Yuga. But crushing the head of Kali Yuga and postponing it further by 125 years. Postponing it 125 years. Jai Ho, Shri Krishna appeared. Jai. Shri Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Crushing the head of Kali Yuga, pushing it back by how many years? 125 years. Vaivasvate, and which Manvantar was going on at that time? Vaivasvat, current Manvantar. Bhadra Antar, the month of Bhadrapad. Ashtamim, and which day it was? Ashtami, the 8th day. Anu Vidho Putre, and the day was the son of the moon. Moon god has a son which is called Budh. Budh is the son of moon. And the day in the week, Budhvar. What is the English translation of Budhvar? Wednesday. It was Wednesday, dear devotees. Vidho Putre. And Vidho Rudgame, when the moon had arisen in the sky. Yoge Harshana Namni, the astrological Muhurta was Harshana. Shuddha Vidhibhe Purnaha Paraha Shri Vidhur. And when Rohini Nakshatra was aligned, Shri Vidhur, our full moon, Nandan gave joy to Nandavadhu Mudev, to Mother Yashoda. Swayam Udayit, and himself arose. Ahnayat Dhunvam Stama, by dissipating the darkness of the night, he appeared at this exact time. Dear devotees, this is the exact time of appearance of Sri Bhagavan as mentioned in the Gopal Champuhu of Srila Jiva Goswami. Please read the translation.
In the 28th cycle of the 4 yugas, having crushed the head, the first part, of the serpent of Kali Yuga, in the Manvantara named Vaivasvata, on the 8th day of the dark fortnight of the month of Bhadrapada, on Wednesday, during the occurrence of the astrological Muhurta Yoga named Harshana, when the nakshatra named Rohini was purely aligned and the partial moon was rising, the full moon arose quickly to increase the joy of Yashoda and to destroy all sorrow and ignorance.
So, dear devotees, Bhagavan appeared on which day? Wednesday. Why did Bhagavan appear on Wednesday? He could have chosen any day. I hope you are able to understand. He could have chosen any day. So, I am giving a very small hint. It's a very joyous realization by the devotee poet Sri Harishuri. He says, Wednesday has the moon as its grandfather. Which day comes before Wednesday? And which day comes before Tuesday? And Monday belongs to which planet, dear devotees? Moon. Sunday belongs to which planet? Monday belongs to which planet? Somvar, it's called, Som, moon. So, Bhagavan thought, I have the moon as my grandfather. Because Bhagavan appeared in which dynasty? Moon dynasty. So, I will also have the moon as my grandfather when I appear. Just before my appearance, there should be Mangal. Mangal means Tuesday, but Mangal also means auspiciousness. Just before I appear, there should be Mangal. And I am Jagat Guru. So after me should be Guru. Guru is Thursday. And also the second Guru, Shukracharya, after him. The 2 Gurus should follow me. Friday is Shukracharya. And that inauspicious Shani should remain far away from me. There is only one combination in which this is possible, that I should appear on which day? Wednesday. So Bhagavan decided to appear on a Wednesday. So this, dear devotees, is a sweet realization on why Bhagavan appeared on Wednesday. Yashoda, was he born to Yashoda or was he born to Devaki? Yeah, so dear devotees, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they will definitely say that Bhagavan was born to Mother Yashoda. But Devaki also gave birth to Bhagavan Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the four-armed. And you can, in the Bhagavatam also it is described, when he came out he had four arms, and that Bhagavan Vasudeva appeared in Mathura. And but those four arms then he reduced to two arms, dear devotees. And when he appeared, dear devotees, there is a wonderful verse that has been composed by the great Guru of Sri Harisuri. He says this particular realization, he says, can you see Bhagavan appearing between Devaki and Vasudeva? Yes? He says, please repeat after me. Adyantayor deva padankitabhyam vyaloki madhyopi tatha pitribhyam yatadrisham punya vishesha bhajam devah kutopyujjhati no sanidam. Adi antayor deva padankitabhyam vyaloki madhyopi. Our Deva, dear devotee, Sri Krishna is our Devata, he is our Deva, he is our worshipable Lord. Our Deva was seen between both his parents. Can you see between both his parents, Sri Krishna? So our Deva was seen between both the parents, but very few people know that he was also seen on both sides of his parents. Are you able to see in the image, dear devotees? Please read the translation, Shrikar Prabhu.
Our Deva, Supreme Lord, was not only seen between both his parents, but he was also seen on both sides of them. Indeed, he never leaves the company of those special devotees who have such intense devotional piety.
Dear devotees, in how many places can you see Bhagavan? One? You can't see three? Dear devotees, look closer, I am zooming in, alright? In how many places can you see our Deva? One? See here, dear devotees, here is Deva in between. Here is Devaki on the left, and here is Vasudeva on the right. Yeah. Bhagavan is non-different from his Naam, and even before he appeared as his personality, he was already present on both sides of his parents, protecting them from both sides, dear devotees. Wow! Did you feel the Ascharya Ras? So this, dear devotees, is Bhagavan's wonderful appearance. So in this way our Bhagavan appeared. But this was not a very joyous time for Devaki and Vasudeva. It was not a very joyous time, because they knew that it is only for a limited time that Devaki will be able to glance at him, Vasudeva will be able to glance at him. And the first glance that a mother has towards her child, that glance fixes a knot of affection in the heart, and that knot of affection never goes away. Those who don't have this experience cannot understand what it is to feel that knot of affection in the heart after looking at the child for the first time. Dear devotee, it's a very special knot of affection that gets bind in the heart. And in the Vatsalya Rasayanam, it describes Shri Devaki Nayana Nira Pariplutanga Alingitascha Vasudeva Hridambujena Karagrihad Kathamapi Yabaniyamanaha Hritpankaje mama sadastu navarbhakosau Shri Devaki Nayana, from the eyes of Shri Devaki. Neera, there was profuse tears flowing. Pare Plutanga, Shri Krishna's body got drenched in the tears of Devaki. Dear devotees, Bhagwan's first Abhishek happened in the prison itself. Bhagwan's first Abhishek happened in the prison because his Abhishek happened with the tears of his parents. Vasudev and Devaki were crying profuse tears. Alingitascha Vasudeva Hridambujena. Vasudev closely held him next to his chest. Vasudev wanted to feel the heartbeat of his son, dear devotees, at this point of time. Then realizing that not much time is left, Karagrihat, from the prison, Kathamapi, somehow or other he got up. Yapaniyamana, and he took him away from the prison. Dear devotees, that was the last childhood vision of Devaki. That was the last childhood vision of Devaki. After this, Devaki will not see Shri Krishna as a child, Shri Krishna as a boy. She will directly see Shri Krishna as an adolescent. She will miss out on all these ages. Kathamapi hyapani yamanaha. Somehow or other, he took out Shri Krishna from the prison. Devaki did not get to see, but Hrit Pankaje Mama Sadastu, at least in my heart, let him always reside. Navar Bhakosau, that newborn child, let him always reside in the core of my heart. This is the translation, kindly read.
Newborn Krishna's body was drenched in the tears flowing profusely from the eyes of Devaki. He was then embraced by Vasudeva. Then, with great difficulty, he was somehow taken away from the prison house. May that newborn Krishna reside eternally in the lotus of my heart.
It was a very difficult time in the prison house. And dear devotees, some of you might have felt a little touch of what is called karunras, piteousness, sadness. If you felt a little touch of that sadness, it is known as one rasa. In Sanskrit, what rasa is known as? Karunras. So this is piteousness. Now, dear devotees, I won't keep you in this state for long, because in Gokul it was all joy. Shri Kavi Karnapur in Anand Vrindavan Champu says, Bhagwan cried out for the first time. Mother Yashoda was sleeping, and Bhagwan cried out. The meter is Shardul Vikriditam. We can sing together, dear devotees. Let's sing together. Shri Kavi Karnapur, the great poetic genius of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, composes a verse. Let's sing. Nidrane sati sutika parijane matra samam sarvata sadyo jata shushu swabhava sarasam chakranda balo hare omkara kimivatanud bhagavata kanthopakantham gata Tallilotsav karmanosya mahata prang mangala dyotaram Nidrane sati sutika parijane. All the helpers, all the servants, Nidrane sati, they were all fast asleep. It was midnight. Matra samam, even Yashoda was asleep. She did not realize somebody manifested next to her. Who manifested, dear devotees? Shri Krishna. He did not give her any birth pain, dear devotees. Zero birth pain. Nidrane sati sutika parijane matra samam sarvataha. She was so happy. She was resting. Sadyo jata shishu swabhava. But now how will he let her rest peacefully? Now that he has appeared, he will not let her rest peacefully. Resting days are gone. Shishu Swabhava Sarasam, in the nature of an infant. Chakranda Balo Hari, Bhagwan started crying. Dear devotees, let's imitate the crying of Bhagwan. Please cry after me. Can you cry? Yes? Please cry after me. Oh, oh, Om, 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 Om Karah Kimivatanod. It is as if the first sound that Bhagwan gave from his mouth was what, dear devotees? Omkar. Kimivatanod Bhagavataha. Kanthopakantham Gataha. Because this is the first sound at the creation of the universe, the original sound, the Vedic sound at the beginning of the universe. Tallilotsava karmanosya mahata prang mangala dyotanam. It is as if Bhagwan performed his own Mangalacharan at the moment of his birth. So dear devotees, Ascharya Ras. Please read.
When Yashoda, along with all the servants, were in deep sleep, the newborn child exhibited his sweet infant nature. Thus, Sri Hari cried out,
Dear devotees, cry out.
"Oh, oh,
Om.
It seems as if the sound vibration Om itself appeared in the throat of the Lord, and by its sound indicated the all-auspicious commencement of the great festival of Sri Krishna's pastimes on earth.
This, dear devotees, is how Bhagwan's Leela began on planet Earth. Whenever we start the Bhagavatam, we say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Why Om? Because Omkaras Chatha Shabdascha Dvavetau Brahmana Pura Kantham Bhitva Viniryatau Tena Mangalika Vubhav. In the commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.4, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes a verse which says, in the beginning of creation, two sounds came out spontaneously from the throat of Brahma. One was Omkar and the second was Atha. So these two are known as Mangalik. Mangalik means very auspicious sounds. And all the sutras begin with Atha or Omkar. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Yoga Sutra, Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Grammar, Atha Shabdanushasanam. So Atha and Omkar are the two auspicious sounds, and Bhagavan selected the first one, Omkar, to mark his presence. Next day, dear devotees, Nanda Maharaj came to know that very night. He was so happy. Next day, Nanda Maharaj gave a lot of charity. Sri Jiva Goswami describes. In the meter is Arya, slightly difficult to sing, but kindly sing after me. Ayutam prayutam niyutam. Ayudam prayudam niyutam. Bhavati dashanam sahasramarabhya. Bhavati dashanam sahasramarabhya. Niyute vimshati laksham. Niyute vimshati laksham. Tavadhenu radhanandah. Tavadhenu radhanandah. So gradually he decided, how much do I want to give? I should give ayutam 10,000. Nine. Prayutam 100,000. No. Niyutam 1 million. How many cows should I give? No, but odd numbers are not good. Even is good. 2 million cows were given by Nanda Maharaj as charity. Sri Jiva Goswami describes in Gopal Champu.
Nanda Maharaj started with the donation of Ayuta, 10,000 cows, then scaled it up to Prayuta, 100,000 cows, and then again scaled it up to Niyuta, 1 million cows. He ended up giving 2 niyutas, 2 million cows in charity.
And how many cows did Vasudeva give? 0. Can you give cow charity in prison? It is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Vasudeva had to do his charity in his mind. He could not give any actual cows in charity on the birth of his own son. And this was Vasudeva's dilemma, and therefore he gave charity in his mind. Dear devotees, at this point of time, the devotee commentator Sri Harishuri says there is something to be learned from the mental charity of Vasudeva. The verse is in the meter Malini. I'll sing by breaking every line into 2 parts. Please sing after me. Bhagavati Vidhi Yogan Agate Dhyaksha Bhavam Hitamati Rati Tosha Akshajatam Tadaiva Vigata Vividha Bhavo Yojayet Brahma Bhute Kimiti Sa Vasudevo Bodhayat Gopradana Bhagavati Vidhi Yogad Agate Aksha Adhyaksha Bhavam. If by good fortune Bhagavan appears in front of us, Hitamatir, if we want our benefit, Atitoshad Akshajatam Tadaiva, then we should do one thing, like what Vasudeva did. Vigata Vividha Bhavo, let go of all other considerations. Yojayet Brahma Bhute, and align yourself with the Supreme Lord. And dear devotees, you should do, please repeat after me, Asankhya, go, Dan. Asankhya is unlimited, go is cow, and what is Dan, dear devotees? Charity. You should do Asankhya Godan, unlimited cow charity. For Vasudeva, it means unlimited cow charity. Please repeat after me. Asankhya, go, senses. Dan, devote to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One meaning of go is cow, another meaning of go is senses. So the one thing to learn from Vasudeva is dedicate millions of go, millions of senses in all the lives that you have had, dedicate all of them to Sri Bhagavan. This, dear devotees, is what should be learned from the example of Vasudeva. Please read the translation.
By the arrangement of providence, if Bhagavan himself appears in front of us at any time, then a person who desires his ultimate benefit should immediately give up all other considerations and immediately take all his senses, go, and surrender, pradhana, them to that supreme truth. This very fact was demonstrated by Sri Vasudeva when he engaged in Go Pradhana, mental cow charity, on Krishna's appearance.
So dear devotees, he makes a pun on go. One meaning of go is cow. Another meaning of go is senses. We should all do Godan, Asankhya Godan, unlimited Godan, by seeing the example of Vasudeva. Dear devotees. But Nanda Maharaj, he is in a completely different league. Sri Rupa Goswami glorifies Nanda Maharaj in the Padyavali. Another verse in the Arya meter. Shrutimapare smritimitare Shrutimapare smritimitare Bharadamanye bhajandu bhavabhita Bharatamanye bhajantu bhavabhita Ahamiha nandam vande Ahamiha nandam vande Yasya linde param brahma Yasya linde param brahma Shrutim apare. Let some people study the Shrutis, the Vedas. Smritim itare, let some other people study the smritis and other literature composed by the rishis. Bharata manye, let some people read the Mahabharat. Bhajantu, let them read, take shelter of all these literatures because bhava bhita, they are afraid of material existence. Aham vande, I worship that person who is not afraid of material existence. And that person is Maharaj Nanda. Yasya alinde param brahma, in whose courtyard the ripened fruit of all these literatures is playing around. In whose courtyard the ripened fruit of all these literature is playing around as a small child. I worship that Nanda Maharaj. Here is the translation.
Some worship the Shrutis, Vedas, some others worship the Smritis, whereas some others worship the Mahabharata. All these individuals afraid of material existence can happily continue to worship these various literature. I, however, worship Nanda Maharaj, in whose courtyard the ripened fruit of all the Vedic literature, the Supreme Brahman, is crawling around.
This is a wonderful verse by Sri Raghupati Upadhyay, a very sweet dear devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Sri Raghupati Upadhyay's verse compiled in the Padyavali. Bhagavan has appeared, dear devotees. And on the sixth day, there is something written in astrological literature. What is written on the fateful sixth day, dear devotees? It is said in Jyotish Shastra. Lalatapate likhita vidhatra Shashthe dineya ksaramalika cha Tam janmapatri prakatim vidhatte Deepo yathavastu ghanandhakare Lalat patte likhita vidhatra, whatever is written on the forehead by Vidhata, by Brahma, Shashthe dine, on the sixth day after birth, that is what starts manifesting. Lalat, that starts getting manifest from sixth day onwards. Tam janma patri prakatim vidhadde, the astrological horoscope starts showing the effects from sixth day onwards. Deepo yathavastu ghana andhakare, just as a lamp illuminates the objects which were already present. So this prarabdha was already present. The lamp simply illuminates it. So this destiny was already present. The horoscope simply illuminates it. Dear devotees. But it happens on which day? Sixth day. Please read, Prabhu.
Whatever destiny is written by Lord Brahma on the forehead of the newborn on the sixth day after birth is brought to light by the birth chart, just as all objects in the darkness of a room are brought to light by a lamp.
Dear devotees, this child has something else written on the sixth day. We will see in the next part. Thank you very much, dear devotees. यदत्र स्खलितं किंचित विद्वांसः पूरयन्तु तत् यदत्र सौष्ठवं किंचित तद्गुरोरेव मे नहि यदत्र स्खलितं किंचित. If I made any mistakes, I certainly must have. Vidvamsah, you are learned devotees, purayantu tat, please correct any mistakes. But yadatra saushthavam kinchit, if there is anything nice, please remember tad guroreva. It belongs to my gurujanas, may nahi. It doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much once again. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I think we should end sharp at 12:30. Maharaj? Yeah. Okay. So the schedule says 12:30. Okay. So yeah, it's okay. In the second talk, I will leave some space for Q&A. All right. I'm sorry, I had to set the entire stage for beginning the pastimes of Bhagavan. So I had to give the tattva and some lila. So it took some time. But today itself is the second part. What time is it? I forgot. Oh, it's at 2:30. Oh. I better start preparing for the second part. All right, sir. So it's at 2:30. So we will meet at 2:30 again, dear devotees. All right. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.